Hello everyone, welcome, happy Tuesday. My name is Jessica. Tonight we're making a oil-free arugula pesto that's super delicious and really easy to make. I'm gonna give everyone a minute or two to come on and then we'll get started. So be right back. Hello everyone, I see everyone's coming on. Welcome, happy Tuesday. My name is Jessica. For those of you who have not seen me on any of the Facebook Lives, but I do a lot of the cooking demonstrations here with Mastix Marichas. I am an integrative nutrition health coach, and I like to show people that eating healthy can be cost-effective, easy, and delicious. So tonight we're gonna make a oil-free, hello Donna. Tonight we're gonna make an oil-free arugula pesto, super easy, minimal ingredients, one of my go-tos, and again, there's no oil. So I'll say this too, I'm gonna post the recipe right after this, so don't feel like you have to write down everything. I will post right after in the comments, so you'll have it there. And I love questions, so if you guys have questions throughout the Facebook Lives, definitely ask them. I try to answer them throughout the Facebook Lives, but if I miss something, I always go back and go answer all your questions. So, pesto, now's a great time for pesto. And honestly, you can also make this recipe with basil, or you can incorporate basil with your arugula. So I just have some organic baby arugula here, but this one doesn't have any oil. So typically there's a good amount of oil in pesto, which a tablespoon of oil is 120 calories, 120, 130 calories. So this has no oil at all, but you won't miss that flavoring. And you might think like arugula, sometimes it's bitter or maybe the taste would be overpowering, but mixing it with some lemon and garlic, and we're also using some walnuts and nutritional yeast, it really balances out, especially eating it with some pasta. The pasta that I made tonight, you've probably seen it. Is this Benza? So it's chickpea pasta. You could use any type of pasta that you would like. This is just a chickpea one. I love brown rice pasta. You could use I also like an organic durum wheat pasta, whole wheat pasta, whatever you prefer, that's what you'll use. These are 8-ounce boxes. Honestly, I made 2 of these because I love having leftovers. And anytime when I'm eating pasta, I'm also loading up on vegetables. So we'll talk about that right after we make the pesto. Adding in more veggies, right? You're gonna add in fiber. It's going to help you stay satiated and full longer. And this way you don't overeat on your pasta, whether it's chickpea pasta, brown rice pasta, regular pasta, you know, it's still pasta and a carb. So you want to make sure that you're adding in more vegetables, or you could always add in a salad. So that's a great option as well. So let's get started. You only need a few ingredients. I'm using walnuts tonight. So these are just raw walnuts that I got at Costco. So I just recommend buying any type of raw walnuts. You could also use raw almonds, maybe even pecans. I've also made pesto with sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, so any type of seed or nut that you have in the house. Of course, you could use pine nuts, but pine nuts are quite expensive, so that would be up to you whether or not. Honestly, I haven't used pine nuts in years just because of them being more expensive, and I don't miss it in my pesto. I have a lot of basil plants around my house, so I'm making a lot of basil pesto throughout the summer, and then I freeze it in the freezer to have it all throughout the winter. So just another quick tip. So first we have our walnuts. I just lightly toasted them in a pan. We're doing about a half a cup. So roasted flavor. There's no oil, no salt needed. You just want about a half a cup roasted walnuts. Again, use whatever type of nut you would prefer. And you could always roast them in the oven if that's easier for you. And then we're using 2 cloves of garlic. Just want to make sure you guys can see this. Okay. I love garlic. If you don't, you could omit it. So I'm just peeling my garlic. We're going to put it in with the walnuts. And this is also a dairy-free pesto, so typically there would be some type of Parmesan cheese in here. So we are avoiding that as well. But again, this isn't going to lack any flavor. It's going to be quite delicious. And I myself was skeptical before I made this as well. So we have roasted walnuts in here. I have 2 cloves of garlic. Now I'm adding in nutritional yeast. So nutritional yeast is my go-to if you're cooking more vegan or plant-based or trying to avoid cheese or dairy in the sense. It has kind of like a cheesy flavor, maybe not quite the same, but it is really delicious. It's a type of yeast. There's full of vitamins in here as well. And I got this at Trader Joe's, but I've seen it at Stop and Shop or any food store. So we're doing about 2 tablespoons. Anybody watched, I had done a plant-based mac and cheese a little while ago. So that had nutritional yeast as well. And then we're doing some lemon juice. So you can squeeze fresh lemons, but why do that when they have this? And sometimes I use fresh lemons, but I just love having this in the house. So it's by Lakewood. It's an organic, pure lemon juice. I add it in my water every morning, add it into recipes, salad dressing. So just a quick tip, but there's nothing else in it. So it's pure lemon juice. You want to make sure that if you are buying a lemon juice, it's a good type. It's a little more. So we did about 2 tablespoons. And you can always alter the flavoring too once you incorporate everything. So we're just going to mix this up really quick, and then we'll add in our arugula. So you just want to rough chop. And then for arugula, this is already washed, so it's super easy. We're going to add in about 3 cups. You can measure, but I kind of just like to eye it. See like a slimy piece in there. Just take out that. I tried growing arugula this year. It actually worked out quite well from seed. Arugula tends to like the cooler weather, so just something to note if you are trying to grow arugula. All right, so we're adding this in. And now since we're not using olive oil, we need a liquid, right? So I am using some water. I'm actually using my pasta water. So this is just gonna add some additional flavor in there. And you can also use a vegetable broth. That would be another great option if you're looking for additional flavor. You technically really just need like a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup, but the consistency might change depending on what you're looking for. So just start off slow, and then we'll always add more. And we want to make sure that we're scraping down the sides while we're processing this as well. So let me just get in here, mix it around. Sometimes you just need to get it going. So again, you want to make sure that you're scraping down the sides because sometimes not everything gets well incorporated. And then I'm going to add in a little pepper right now and a little salt just to give it some more flavor. Okay, so we got some pepper. We're going to add in a little salt. Just about a quarter teaspoon, again, just to taste. And if you're watching your salt, you could obviously omit it as well. So I'm going to give this another mix. And you can see now, so I'll show you, the consistency is quite thick. I'm just like, can you see that? So the consistency is quite thick. Again, if you want to thin it out, you're just going to add in more water or your vegetable broth. And too, if you're missing that oil, I always recommend just like drizzling a little bit on after, just to get some of that flavor if you're missing it. Personally, I don't think it needs it, but it's up to you. I'm just gonna taste this. So good, so good. And you saw how simple it is. So now, well, that's what it looks. It looks just like regular pesto. I feel like my lighting is not as good today. Maybe it's let's see. So, all of our pesto is ready. We only used a few ingredients. You can see it's quite thick. And it's gonna thin out a little bit once we add in the hot pasta. So I already made my pasta. And again, for those of you just joining us, I made this banza chickpea pasta. But use whatever pasta you would like. I did 2 boxes because these are 8 ounces, so I did a full pound. I'm just gonna get my pot. This is just my pot that I cooked the pasta in. I drained it, and now I'm going to add it back to the pot. Just one thing that I love to put this here. It's still hot. So when I'm cooking my pasta, I also love to throw in vegetables. So you can see all my chickpea pasta is here, but I had some string beans from the garden, so I added those in, and I also belong to a CSA, which I get veggies each week. So I added in a lot of string beans. Use whatever vegetables you have. So broccoli, cauliflower, string beans. I'm thinking what else? You could even do tomatoes, not in the water, but after. But just think about, how do I add in more vegetables into my diet, into this meal, to help me stay full and satiated with that fiber. Also, they're full of nutrients. So just something to keep in mind. Now, like I said, making the pesto, I reserved some of my pasta water, and you might need this as you're adding in your pasta as well. It helps when the pasta is hot to then mix it in, but I like to add in a little bit pesto on the bottom. Let me get my spoon. And then we're just gonna kind of like gradually put this in here. It started to stick a little bit because I made it a little while ago, but that's okay. Again, I made a pound because I love leftovers. Just to me, like, this is a way of meal prepping and just having a food on hand that I could just grab and go. For me, pesto pasta could even be eaten like cold or room temperature. It's one of those summer salads that I really, maybe you really can't call it I guess you could call it a pasta salad, but I actually enjoy it room temperature, so it's great to bring with lunch, or maybe you're going to the beach or the pool, wherever you're going. So I like to just add it in gradually. We're going to use all of this pesto. Obviously, if you want, you could double this batch so that you have it on hand. To be honest, I haven't frozen this pesto. Typically, the pesto that I will freeze does contain some olive oil, so just something to note. It might not freeze well if you're looking for that. And I'm gonna plate this so you could see it. It's beautifully, okay. Put that there. And then let's add in the left. So a really easy dish, something that you could make any time of year. And two, if you wanted to use this pesto in another way, you definitely can. You could put it on, I don't know, if you eat meat, chicken, fish, whatever you would like. I sometimes will even use pesto as more of a dip. So if you're serving, if you're having company over and maybe you're serving like carrots and celery or peppers, whatever, you could use this pesto recipe. You also, I love it on like a sandwich or a wrap. All right, so we pretty much got it all. Okay. Mix that. Anybody have any questions? Again, for anyone just joining us, I'm going to post the recipe right after. So you want to just make sure that it's well incorporated. And honestly, I personally did not add any additional water, but if you wanted to, you can. It would just spin out the pesto. Okay. I love the pasta, like the little rings, because I feel like the pesto gets in the crevices. Okay, so let's plate this. And you even could have added some basil to this as well, so that's another option. Some string beans from the garden in there. And there's nothing better than summer. There's abundance of produce. Use what's in season. And if you didn't want to add in any roasted vegetables or boiled vegetables, you could of course eat this with a salad. That would be wonderful as well. So I'm just, oh, sorry. So I was just plating. Maybe I was mumbling. I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe it was the service. I was just saying that, you know, if you didn't want to serve this with string beans or any type of boiled vegetable that you have, you could of course serve this with a salad. The summer here on Long Island is quite amazing. There's an abundance of produce in season. So focus on what's seasonal and what you can add into your diet that is local. But there you go. So really easy. I'm going to post the recipe right after this. So this way, hopefully you guys make it. Again, only a few ingredients. How easy was that? Saves you some calories with the oil, but still includes a lot of flavor. And let me know if you guys need anything. So thank you so much for spending your Tuesday night with me. And I'll see you guys soon. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.